So the car crash scene.
We had to buy a car.
What is this?
Give it the moves. Back to the future. Woohoo!
We were not successful.
A lot of sound effects needed to be done by ourselves.
Za varnost je treba poskrbeti.
Pa drž 40 tudi.
This one was tricky.
As soon as we decided to have a car crash scene in the film, we knew that we had to buy a car specifically for the project.
Nadina si je kupila impreco, ni to kar tako, ne? Tvoj prvi avto je to, Fraš?
Yeah.
The car was really cheap. It was this old Subaru Impreza, which was the right look for the film.
Zadnjih 5 minut sreče, evo ga. Ni še tvoj edini.
Takle bomo jutri driftali na snemanju.
Evo ga.
Direktor, vam je kaj žal, da ste prodali to avto?
Ja, najraje bi se razjokal, ne? Zdaj nisem, da ga bom tak ne naredil pulkom.
These are the keys. I still have them. I don't still have a car anymore because we obviously crashed it.
First we tried to make it really safe. We calculated all of the forces that were going to happen on the crash.
Tukaj je problem, kako s čim boš v drevo, to so ogromne sile.
Prav servo motor si naredil za volan.
We designed a pulley system that would actually pull the car into the tree.
There was a scene in the car and Nadina specifically asked me about this scene to look like moonlight. And I was like, how do we do moonlight? Because the car is actually moving all the time. And I was like, let's screw the lights in the car. So we actually improvised with Martin and other teammates on the project, and it was very fun.
Gospod, oprostite! License and registration, please!
One pro tip, if you don't have the lighting for the exterior scenes, yes, bring the batteries, but if you need moonlight light, you need generators. We need to thank Martin for taking care of these. That was very nice to work with, because we had on the location very bright, very powerful lights all the time.
How I made the wheel shot of the car. We actually drilled the holes directly to the car. Da bomo takle nosilc dal gor, da bo kamera snemala v to gumo, ki se v avto pelo. And bolted on the camera and we hit record. Cesti bomo šli tole. That's it. That's how we did it.
I guess shooting a car chase scene must have been pretty interesting for the actors as well. The actor who plays the drunken dad had to drive the car for real while pretending he was under the influence.
Why do I have such a stupid son?
Next to him we see his son, and they have this heated argument about some money issues, and there's his younger daughter in the backseat being afraid for her life. For a young actress, I bet it was quite difficult to act in such a complex scene. At some point she was standing in -2 degrees Celsius outside in freezing cold at 2 a.m. at night. She was so professional. I was really proud of her. We had to repeat the shot multiple times because it was hard to pull off. Yeah, I think she did really great.
We placed the wire in between two of the trees. And when we pulled the wire, the car drove off. We were not successful with that. Na ta tvoj avto sem naštimal servo motor gor, da bi ga z delincem lahko vozil pa tako, ne? Ampak mi je motor skurlo, ne? I just called my friend who actually sold her the car.
To je to.
Na konc bi vseeno mi imeli radi kaskaderja, ne?
Nekoj mene kliče Martin, češ, kaj bi razbil avto, tako je.
I said, you should really drive a car into the tree. Pač, lej, boljš da takole naredimo, itak ni to nevarno pri 50 še.
Včasih moj avto, pa težko mi ga je bilo, s težkim srcem sem ga razbil, ne?
Pa še svojo ljubico boš šel not v drevo, ne?
To je tako najbolj romantična zgodba med človekom in avtom.
We got the car crash scene recorded that way.
Let's do this shit!
It was the only scene in the film we had to do a reshoot for because we didn't actually succeed the first time.
In kako se počutiš?
Super, komaj čakam, da avto razbinjem.
Tole boš podpisal.
Evo, vidiš, kaskaderni.
So the second time around, everything was much easier because we had a stunt double, but we still needed to make sure that he wouldn't get hurt. So we had firefighters and the nurse on site, just in case.
Kako je tik pred nesrečo?
Ja, zaenkrat še v redu.
Ja, v redu?
Bomo pa videli.
Despite the nervousness, we still like to shoot these kind of scenes because we can be creative.
Popnali smo pa brega popnali.
Bolj v iziku smislu, da bo, tako da, če bi vejo, bi se stol zaletel.
So fun fact, during editing, we noticed that we were missing some close-up details from the car crash scene. So I called up a friend and filmed the blood on her hands. Although she was much older than the original actress, her hands were small enough to make it work.
The hardest scene to edit was a car crash scene because there needed to be a lot of sound effects, so it would look epic. This was actually an action scene.
Se snemo še zvok, veš? Kaj to dela ta avto?
We found a lot of sound effects on Artlist, but a lot of sound effects needed to be done by ourselves.
Good luck. This now. So basically we needed Foley because we didn't have all the assets and the sound effects from other websites. We needed to do specific sounds for the specific movements, choking, fighting, boxing, walking. So Foley is this art in a way of music production, but for sound effects.
Kako se namršči pa pogoltne dol. Ne pogoltne takoj, you see that?
To pa je ogromen požirek, moški požirek.
Action!
Hello! Hello! It means that we recreate the sounds that we couldn't get on the film set. I would describe Foley as suffocating, exhausting, dangerous.
Zelo sem vesela, da smo se imeli možnost spoznati zdaj še z vami tremi, novimi člani posadke.
Se priporočamo polka po Hollywood.
Ja, genialno, mislim, da sem nared. I guess most people my age buy their first car to actually drive it. But when a filmmaker buys a car, it's almost definitely to use it as a prop.
Kaj zdaj delamo?
Gremo razbiti avto. Let's go!
The other film set that we needed to renovate was a living room from the flashbacks.
It was a lot of preparation.
Kaj pa delaš na strehi, Domen?
Pejte stran.
A very unexpected problem that we had on shoot was with the piano.
Ti si že omagal.
Naša stela se postavlja. Soba nastaja počasi.
This white dust got stuck onto the ground again. I guess nobody learned from the nightclub.